there's a lot of discourse about like, because like even you and I, we don't necessarily like when the conversation we had, there was, maybe we didn't agree on everything. We were respectful to one another and those sorts of
I
things.
love you.
Yeah. And that sort of stuff isn't happening. But I know a part of me feels like, I think in that conversation, some of the extra pressure was this idea that like, non-trans people are watching, you know what I mean? Probably like, I've heard Black folk talk about like white people are watching, like there's a different, it's like code switching and all that sort of stuff. And I think sometimes we're that one person or that they see or have interaction with as a trans person. And sometimes you want to make sure it looks good or presented in, you know what I mean? The best way or whatever. And that's hard.
No, I don't code switch with, I try not to code switch. This is who I am.
Right.
And the thing with me is I don't judge you for your beliefs. Your beliefs may be different than mine, but that's not why I love you. I love you as a whole,
Right.
where everybody's going to have
as a hoe.
As a
or
whole.
as a whole.
I love you as a whole. Prostituta is what you are. But I used to come from the same market, so to shop in the same market. But yeah, that's absolutely right, Bonnie. We're all going to disagree. We're all not in unity about a lot of things because we all are. It's like, okay, say, I'll give you an example. You may be a Republican and I may be a Democrat. Or I may be a Republican and you may be a Democrat. We're going to disagree. We're going to have different views on a lot of things, but we have one common thing, and that's that we are both trans. Mm-hmm. And that's where we agree. We don't have to disagree on everything, agree on everything.
Yeah. Well, and we connect on a lot of other things, I think, too, that help us to like not take some of that stuff personal. Like when I like my aunt is a conservative Christian and we're really close and there's a lot of things that would say we shouldn't be, but because I know her and I love her and we've had conversations, I know like it's that thing, because I know you, I'm not going to, make these assumptions about what, what I mean? Like, I think that's the kind of the difference is like, and for whatever reason, it takes like that intimate connection with someone, because it's not just our transness that causes us to connect in the way that we do. It's also like our ability to, we connect on a spiritual level and we connect around recovery and we connect, like there's a lot more to it than just like we're both trans. And yet, because we both are trans, even just in that little bit, there is some bit of connection and some like
discourse.
Well, but also some like knowing of one another, if even just a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I seen somewhere where I think it was on TikTok, and these two trans girls were going at it, calling each other transphobia. I think it was transphobia, or I think that's what it was, where one was kind of similarly like me, that doesn't take kindly to children transitioning on medication, that same thing. And the other one just blasted them out there like, yo. And I was like, oh, that is not nice.
Yeah.
That is not nice. You don't need to do that to each other. To, listen to what they're saying, understand where they're coming from. That's just their own personal view. That does not mean that it should not be that way. It's just an own, that person's perspective. It doesn't mean that one perspective is going to ruin everybody's life or some people's lives because they have an opinion.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. It's kind of a hard balance though sometimes, because some of those opinions feel so personal and they can impact our daily life in our most vulnerable places and our most vulnerable ways.
I believe.